Welcome back to Classic Radio Drama Theater. In this episode, we bring you 3 captivating tales from radio's golden age. We'll see if love can bloom between a runaway heiress and a cynical reporter on a madcap bus trip. Explore what comedic chaos ensues when a down-on-his-luck writer gets caught in the web of a faded Hollywood star, and discover how a Good Neighbor Award can ignite a hilariously absurd neighborhood feud. 3 unique stories, 3 unforgettable journeys, all in one episode. Our first feature comes from the celebrated Lux Radio Theater, presenting the beloved story It Happened One Night. Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert reprise their iconic screen roles. She's an heiress fleeing her father. He's a reporter chasing a story. Thrown together on a cross-country bus, what begins as a wary alliance quickly sparks with unexpected chemistry. But can love truly blossom between 2 people from such different worlds, especially with her father's detectives closing in?
From Hollywood, California, the Lux Radio Theater presents Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert in It Happened One Night, with Walter Connolly and Roscoe Carnes.
Lux presents Hollywood. Our stars, Clark Gable, Claudette Colbert, Walter Connolly, and Roscoe Carnes. Our play, It Happened One Night. Told to the tune of a roaring bus motor, it's the fast-moving story of a runaway society girl and the reporter who helped her run. Our guest is a real-life cross-country bus driver, Mr. Harold Burnham. The music of the Lux Radio Theater is under the direction of Louis Silvers. This program comes to you with the good wishes of the makers of Lux Flakes, the world's largest-selling package soap for fine fabrics. Lux is safe. Safe for everything, safe in water alone. And it's thrifty. About a penny's worth of Lux, unless the water's hard, does under things 3 times, or stockings 4 times, or both a sweater and a dress. In hard water, a little extra Lux gives you wonderful rich suds. Yes, a little goes so far. Lux is thrifty. Keep the generous large-size box of Lux Flakes in the bathroom, laundry, and kitchen, too. Give your things the care they deserve, and help your hands stay nice-looking. You'll do that, won't you? And now, our host and producer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. It happened one night that a husky son was born to Mr. and Mrs. William Gable of Cadiz, Ohio. When the boy grew older, it happened one night that a friend who was an actor invited him backstage to witness a performance of the local stock company. The young man was allowed to peer through a peephole in the curtain, saw a vast bank of upturned, expectant faces, and discovered that it thrilled him, lured him as irresistibly as fate itself. Then came a swift and amazing series of ups and downs, until at last it happened one night in Hollywood that Clark Gable tossed a coin to decide whether he should continue to fight for a chance in the movies or head for home. The coin fell heads up, and he remained to become one of the most popular stars the screen has ever known. Clark is now working in the David O. Selznick film, Gone with the Wind, and appears tonight through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. It happened one noon that a pretty young girl was crossing the Paramount lot on her way to lunch when a producer stopped her and asked her how she'd like to play the part of the wickedest woman in the world. Without a second's hesitation, she answered, "I'd love it." I was the producer, Claudette Colbert was the girl, and the picture was the sign of the cross, in which Miss Colbert appeared as Poppea, the queen who invented the milk bath for beauty. Soon afterward, Frank Capra borrowed Claudette for the leading role in what became one of the great romantic comedies of the screen. And that, roughly, is how it happens tonight that we're presenting It Happened One Night. Clark Gable plays Peter Warren, and Claudette Colbert plays Ellie Andrews. Claudette will be seen shortly in the Paramount film Midnight, and is currently working in It's a Wonderful World, a Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production. 2 other excellent artists also play the same parts they filled so ably on the screen. Walter Connolly as Mr. Andrews, and Roscoe Carnes as Shapley. And now, in the Lux Radio Theater, the cross-country motor bus stands waiting. The oil is checked, the tank is full, and we're ready to start with Clark Gable, Claudette Colbert, Walter Connolly, and Roscoe Carnes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it happened one night. A bus terminal in Miami, Florida. Passengers are milling about the ticket office, crowding around the newsstand, fighting for places at the lunch counter. In a telephone booth at the far end of the station, Peter Warren, a news reporter, has just put through a long-distance call to his paper.
Hello. This is the New York Globe?
Yes, sir?
This is Peter Warren talking. I want to speak to Harry Gordon right away.
Who?
Gordon, the managing editor.
Oh, one moment, please.
Fire me, huh? I'll show him the big baboon.
Hello?
Hello, Gordon?
Yep.
This is Peter Warren.
Well, what of it?
Say, what's all this about my being fired?
You got my wire, didn't you?
Sure, but...
Well, it goes. You're through.
What for?
You know what for. Go on home and sleep it off.
What? Listen here, monkey face. I'm the best news hound your filthy scandal sheet ever had.
Don't make me laugh. What were you doing last night?
None of your... I sent you my copy.
Sure, all about the bathing beauties on Miami Beach. It was lovely. Did you know that Ellie Andrews disappeared last night from her father's yacht?
What?
Ellie Andrews, she disappeared. Did you know that?
No.
Well, that's why you're fired.
Hey, wait. Hello. No.
What's waiting for Palm Beach, Savannah, Jacksonville?
I know the bus leaves in a minute.
Hey-o, get your newspaper. Read all about it. Wealthy heiress runs away. Hey-o, read all about it.
Hey, boy.
Yes, sir. You want a paper?
What's the headline?
Oh, that's about a society girl. Her name's Ellie Andrews, and she just run away from her old man's yacht.
Ellie Andrews, the banker's daughter, huh?
Yeah. You want a paper, mister?
What'd she run away for?
Oh, I don't know. You see, she wants to marry some aviator guy, and her old man don't want to, so she runs away. Well, then the old man... Hey, look, why don't you buy a paper? You can read the whole thing for 3 cents.
Who, me? I never read newspapers.
Well, for crying out...
Here's a dime. Buy yourself an automobile.
Oh, okay, thanks, mister.
Hey, wait a minute. Where do I get the bus to New York?
Right outside the terminal.
Thanks.
Hey, get your paper here.
bring the paper over here, will you? Hey, driver, does this bus go to New York?
There's a sign on the front. Can't you read?
Sorry, but I never got past the 4th grade. Where do I sit?
That don't worry me any.
Okay. If you'll be good enough to move this pile of newspapers, I'll take this seat here.
Move 'em yourself.
Fine.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you think you're doing?
Huh?
The papers. What's the idea of throwing them out?
Oh, the papers. You know, it's a long story, my friend. I never did like the idea of sitting on newspapers. I did it once, and all the headlines came off of my white trousers. You know, on the level. It actually happened. Nobody bought a newspaper that day. They just followed me around, read the news off the seat of my pants.
Ah, fresh guy, huh? What you need's a good sock on the nose.
Listen, partner. You may not like my nose, but I do. I always wear it out in the open, where if anybody wants to take a sock at it, they can do it.
Oh, yeah?
Now, that's a brilliant answer. Why didn't I think of it? Our conversation could have been over long ago.
Oh, yeah?
If you keep that up, we're not going to get anywhere.
Oh, yeah?
You got me.
Pardon me, I want to get by.
Yeah, come on through. This is liable to last all night.
Oh, don't mind me. Thank you.
Hey, wait. You can't sit there. That's my seat.
I beg your pardon?
Listen, I'm putting up a stiff battle for that seat, so if it's just the same to you, scram.
Driver, are these seats reserved?
Ah, first come, first served.
Thank
Hey,
you.
wait a minute, driver. These seats accommodate 2 people, don't they?
Well, maybe they do, and maybe they don't.
Thanks. Move over, sister.
Ow.
This is a maybe they do.
Well.
There. You comfortable?
Oh, yes, very.
That's good. There's nothing like being comfortable when you have 2,000 miles to... Say, haven't I seen you someplace before?
I'm afraid not.
That's funny, but I think I have. You ever had your picture in a newspaper?
Never.
Not even on the society page? Oh, well, my mistake. But I could have almost sworn I've seen you before.
Really? Perhaps it was at the livestock show in Chattanooga. I often go there with my old maid aunt from the country. We're simply mad about the merry-go-round. Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, that's all right. You have a good sleep?
Oh, fine, thank you. Well, everybody's gone. Where are we?
Jacksonville. We just got in.
Oh, it was foolish of me to fall asleep on your shoulder like that. Why didn't you push me away?
I hated to wake you up. You look kind of pretty asleep. How about some breakfast?
Oh, no, thank you. I never eat on a bus.
You mean you've never traveled on a bus?
I beg your pardon?
Sit down. I want to talk to you.
Oh, do you?
You'll never get away with it, Miss Andrews.
What are you talking about?
I said you'd never get away with it. Your father will stop you before you get halfway to New York.
You must have me confused with someone else.
Quit kidding. It's all over the front page. You know, I've always been curious to know what kind of a girl would want to marry a front-page aviator like King Wesley. Take my advice and grab the next bus back to Miami. That guy's a phony.
I didn't ask for your advice.
Oh, that's right. You didn't. Well, I guess I'll step out and send a telegram.
No, wait. Well, you're not going to notify my father, are you?
What for?
You could probably get some money out of him.
I never thought of that.
Now, listen, if you'll promise not to do it, I'll pay you. I'll pay you as much as he will. You won't gain anything by giving me away as long as I'm willing to make it worth your while. And I will. Just as soon as I can get to New York, I'll pay you.
Cut it.
What?
I said cut it. You know, I had you pegged right from the start. You're the spoiled brat of a rich father. The only way you can get anything is to buy it. Now you're in a jam and all you think of is your money. It never fails, does it?
But
You ever hear of the word humility? No, you wouldn't. I guess it never occurred to you to just say, please, mister, I'm in trouble. Will you help me? No, that'd bring you down off your high horse for a minute. Well, let me tell you something. Maybe it'll take a load off your mind. You don't have to worry about me. I'm not interested in your money or your problems. You, King Wesley, your father, you're all a lot of hooey to me. So long, Miss Andrews.
Hiya, sister. All alone? I'll keep you company.
I'm sorry, you can't sit here. This seat's taken.
My name's Shapley. Might as well get acquainted. It's going to be a long trip. Gets lonesome later on, especially for somebody like you. You look like you got class. Yes, sir, with a capital K. And believe me, I'm the guy that knows class when I see it. Believe you me. Ask any of the boys, they'll tell you. Shapley sure knows how to pick 'em. Yes, sir. Shapley's the name, and Shapley's the way I like 'em. Say, what's the matter, sister? You ain't saying much.
It seems to me you're doing excellently without my assistance.
That's pretty good. It seems to me you're doing excellently without my assistance. Well, shut my big, nasty mouth. Looks like you're one up on me. Now, say, look, you know, there's something, nothing I like better in this entire world, nothing, than to meet a mama that should snap 'em back at you. Yes, sir, you're just my type. Believe me, you, sister. I could go for you in a big way. Fun on the side, Shapley, they call me, and the accent's on the fun. Believe you me.
Believe you me, you bore me to distraction.
Huh? Looks like you're two up on me now.
Hey, you.
Huh?
There's a seat over there for you.
What's the idea?
I'd like to sit next to my wife, if you don't mind.
Your wife?
Yeah. Come on, come on.
Oh, yeah, sure. Excuse me. I was just trying to make things comfortable. I didn't know what to say. You see, I didn't say...
If you'll promise not to snap my head off, I'd like to thank you.
Forget it. I didn't do it for you. His voice was getting on my nerves. Hey, your clothes are soaking wet. Did you get caught in that shower back at the last stop?
Yes, it was a cool shower, too.
Here, take my coat and put it around you.
Oh, no.
Sure, go ahead. You're as helpless as a baby.
Thank you.
How'd you happen to get caught in it anyhow?
Well, those things do happen, don't they? I just ran into the terminal to buy a box of candy.
Candy? Are you crazy?
What do you mean?
Let me see your purse.
Oh, please, now give me my purse.
Just as I thought. $1.60. How do you expect to get to New York if you waste your money on candy?
That's none of your business.
You're on a budget from now on. Here's your purse. I'll keep the money.
Now, just a minute.
Shut up. From now on, I'm the boss.
Hey, what's going on? What's the matter? What are we stopping here for?
Hey, driver, what's the matter?
There's a sign there that says the bridge at Dawson's been washed out. We might as well put up here for the night.
But where are we?
Dyke's Auto Camp. They got cabins here.
No chance of getting through, huh?
Not tonight.
That's enough for me. Come on, Brad.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, we're stopping here for the night. Come on, let's go.
Here's your cabin, Mr. Warren.
This one here?
Yes, sir.
Come on, kid. This is it.
Oh, I'm dripping.
Well, good night. I hope you and your husband rest comfortably, Mrs. Warren.
Mrs. Oh, yes, thank you.
Well, go on in. What are you going to do? Stay out here in the rain all night?
Mm-hmm. Darn clever, these Armenians.
Yeah, it's a gift.
I just had the unpleasant sensation of hearing you referred to as my husband.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about that. I registered as Mr. and Mrs.
Oh, you did? You know, compared to you, my friend Shapley's an amateur. Just whatever gave you the idea I'd stand for this?
Hey, now, wait a minute. Let's get this straightened out right now. If you're nursing any silly notion that I'm interested in you, forget it. You're just a headline to me.
A headline? You're not a newspaper man, are you?
Chalk one up for your side. Now listen, you want to get to your fiancé, King Wesley, in New York, don't you? All right, I'm here to help you. What I want is your story, exclusive. A day-to-day account, all about your mad flight to happiness. I need that story. Just between you and me, I've got to have it.
Isn't that just too cute? There's a brain behind that face of yours, isn't there? You've got everything nicely figured out for yourself, even including this.
This? Oh, you mean the Mr. and Mrs. business. Well, that's a matter of simple mathematics. These cabins cost $2 a night, and I'm sorry to inform you, wifey dear, that the family purse won't stand for our having separate establishments. Understand?
Yes, I guess so.
Smart girl. And now we come to the problem of retiring for the night. Which of these beds do you prefer? That one? Take it.
Thanks. Now that the popularity contest is over, what happens next?
Simple. Give me that clothesline over there. Thank you. Now, we tie up one end of it here on the wall, like this. Pretty knot, don't you think?
About average.
The other end goes over this nail, and we tie it on the opposite wall. So, that makes a clothesline extending from wall A to wall B and passing exactly between beds X and Y. Then we take the blanket, G, and place it over the clothesline, AB, so that you in bed X will not be troubled with the disturbing sight of me in bed Y. Do you follow me?
I suppose that makes everything all right.
I hope it does. I like privacy when I retire, hence the walls of Jericho. Maybe not as thick as the ones that Joshua blew down with his trumpet, but it's a lot safer. You see, I have no trumpet.
Well, now that is a relief.
And to show you my heart's in the right place, I'll give you my best pair of pajamas. Here.
Thanks.
Now, do you mind joining the Israelites on the other side of our wall?
I think it might be better. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's the stuff, Brad. Yeah, and don't be worried. The walls of Jericho will protect you.
Would you mind putting out that light?
No, not at all. Turning in?
Mm-hmm.
Say, would you mind taking those things of yours off the walls of Jericho?
Well, I'm sorry. How's that?
Better. Nice, isn't it? Lying here and listening to the rain.
By the way, what's your name?
What's that?
Who are you?
Me? Oh, I'm the whippoorwill that cries in the night. I'm the soft morning breeze that caresses your lovely face. I'm the...
You've got a name, haven't you?
Yeah, I got a name. Peter Warren.
Peter Warren. I don't like it.
Well, don't let it bother you. You're giving it back to me in the morning.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Warren.
The pleasure's all mine, Mrs. Warren.
Good night.
Good night.
And now, here's Mr. DeMille.
It happened one night, starring Claudette Colbert and Clark Gable, with Walter Connolly and Roscoe Carnes. It's early the following morning. In the tourist cabin, Peter is setting the table for breakfast as Ellie returns from the showers.
Hello.
Morning, wifey. About time you got back.
Oh, I met some very interesting women at the showers. We got to chatting about this and that. You know how time flies.
Come on. Sit down. Breakfast's all ready.
Oh, how nice. Scrambled eggs.
Egg. 1 egg, 1 donut, black coffee. That's your ration until lunch. Any complaints?
Nope, no complaint.
That's nice, for a change. Donut?
Thanks. You think this whole business is silly, don't you? I mean, running away and everything.
Oh, no. It's too good a story.
Yes, you do. You think I'm a fool and a spoiled brat. Well, perhaps I am, although I don't see how I can be. People who are spoiled are accustomed to having their own way. I never have. I've always been told what to do and how to do it and where and with whom. Nurses, governesses, chaperones, even bodyguards. Oh, it's been a lot of fun.
One consolation, you can never be lonesome.
It had its moments. It got to be a sort of a game to try and outwit father's detectives. I did once. Actually went shopping without a bodyguard. It was swell. I felt absolutely immoral, but it didn't last long. They caught up with me in a department store. I was so mad, I ran out the back way and jumped into the first car I saw. Guess who was in it?
Santa Claus.
King Wesley was in it.
No. Is that how you met him?
Mm-hmm. We rode around all afternoon. Father was frantic. By 6 o'clock, he was having all the rivers dragged.
I can see it. Say, where did you learn to dunk? In finishing school?
Oh, now don't you start telling me I shouldn't dunk.
Of course you shouldn't. You don't know how to do it. Hey, dunking's an art. Don't let it soak so long. A dip and plop into your mouth. If you let it soak so long, it'll get soft and fall off. It's all a matter of timing. I ought to write a book on it.
Thanks, Professor.
Just goes to show you. 20 millions and you don't know how to dunk.
I'd change places with a plumber's daughter any day. What's the matter?
Shut up. Somebody's outside.
Now, just a minute. Now, well, how do I know who you are? You can't go around bothering my tenants. Besides, how do I know you're a detective?
Oh, show me your credentials, man.
Detectives.
Oh, that's Father at work. Peter, what'll I do? Maybe I can jump out of the window, but they wouldn't see me.
Come here. Get yourself all mussed up.
What?
Here. Push your hair down over your eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I got a letter from Aunt Bella last week. She says if we don't stop over at Wilkes-Barre, she'll never forgive us.
What are you talking about?
What's the difference? Say something.
Oh.
I guess I'll write to Aunt Bella today.
Yes, I would if I was you. Letters are always cheering to invalid.
Yeah. She says she's got hay fever again.
You don't say.
Excuse me.
Oh, look, a man, darling.
I want to see you, miss. What's your name?
Are you addressing me?
Yeah, what's your name?
Hey, wait a minute. That's my wife you're talking to. What do you want, anyway?
We're looking for somebody.
Yeah, well, look your head off. Only don't come busting in here. This ain't a public park. I got a notion to take a suck
Now,
at you.
take it easy, son. Take it easy.
They're detectives, Mr. Warren.
I don't care if they're the whole police department. They can't come busting in here and shooting questions of my wife.
Now, don't get so excited, Peter. They just answer civil questions.
Oh, is that so? Say, how many times do I have to tell you to stop butting in when I'm having an argument?
Oh, you don't have to lose your temper.
You don't have to lose your temper. That's what you said the other time, too. Every time I try to protect you.
Now, keep quiet.
I won't keep quiet.
Now, listen, you two.
You're just like your old man. Once a plumber's daughter, always a plumber's daughter. There ain't an ounce of brains in your whole family.
Oh, Peter, why you've gone far enough? I won't stand here and be insulted like this.
Oh, shut up.
Now, you see what you've done? Disturbed my guest.
Yeah, what do you mean by it anyway?
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Warren, but you see, we got to check up on everyone. We're looking for a girl by the name of Ellen Andrews, daughter of the Wall Street King.
Yeah, well, it's too bad you're not looking for the daughter of a plumber. Quit bawling!
I'm sorry, folks. My mistake.
Well, there now. Didn't I tell you they was a perfectly nice married couple?
Are they gone?
Yeah, they're gone.
Peter. Peter, wake up.
What do you want? Can't you see I'm trying to get some sleep?
Shapley's back with us. Did you know that?
Sure. What about it?
Look at him. He's got one of those newspapers with my picture in it. Oh, Peter, I'm afraid.
What are you afraid of? Have you still got me with you? Where did Shapley get that paper?
We stopped a few miles back while you were sleeping. He must have got it there.
Well, it's too late to do anything now.
He's looking at me again. Oh, Peter, do you think he recognizes me?
We'll find out soon enough.
But what will we do?
Wait till the next stop. I'll get him into a conversation outside, and if he suspects anything, well, we'll see. Hello, Mrs. Shapley.
Hello. Nice to get out and stretch your legs, ain't it?
Yeah, it sure is. I see you got a paper there.
That's right. Maybe you'd like to take a look at it.
Yeah. Don't mind if I do.
Hold it here in the headlights, and you can read it while you're waiting. Traveling like this, you sort of lose track of what's going on in the world. Now, take that story there, for instance, about that Ellie Andrews. If I was to see that dame, you know what I'd do?
No. What?
I'd go 50-50 with you.
Why?
Well, because I don't believe in hogging at all, see? A bird that figures that way always ends up behind the 8 ball, is what I always say.
What's in your mind?
5 G's or I crab the works.
5 G's, huh?
You heard me.
Yeah. You know, it's a lucky thing my running into you. You're just the man I need.
You made no mistake, believe you me.
You pack a gat?
Huh?
A gat, a rod. You got any fireworks on you?
Well, no,
Well, it's all right anyway. I got a couple of machine guns in my suitcase. I'll let you have one of them. May have a little trouble up north. May have to shoot it out with the cops.
Huh?
If you come through all right, these 5 G's are as good as in the bag.
Yeah, but...
Of course, I'll have to talk with the killer, see that he takes care of you.
The killer?
Yeah, the big boy. The boss of the outfit.
Say, you're not kidnapping her, are you?
What else, stupid? Say, you don't think we're after that penny ante reward, do you? $10,000 chicken feed.
Yeah, well, pardon me, mister. I guess I don't want that money after all.
Hey, listen, you're in on this thing and you're staying in, get me? You know too much.
Yeah, but I won't say anything. I'm not. Unless I won't.
How do I know that?
Well, what?
I got a notion to plug you right now.
No. You can trust me, mister. I won't talk. I never say anything. My wife and kids never say anything.
What's your name?
But my name is Oscar Shapley.
Where do you live?
Orange, New Jersey.
Got a couple of kids, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they're just babies, a little golden-haired
You
girl.
ever hear of Bugs Dooley?
Bugs Dooley?
Yes. He was a nice guy, just like you. But he made a mistake one day. Got a little too talkative. You know what happened to his kids?
No.
Well, I can't tell you. But when Bugs heard about it, he blew his brains out.
Oh, gee, that's terrible.
Yeah. Now beat it.
Thanks, mister. Can I go back now?
To the bus? Say, what do you think I am, crazy? You're walking, see?
Oh, yes, sir.
Come on, scram.
Sure. Anything you say, mister, you ain't going to shoot me in the back, are you?
You don't beat it.
Well, I'll go.
Come on, get going.
All right, folks, all aboard.
Hey, wait a minute, driver.
Come on, get in.
Never mind, we're getting off here. Me and the young lady.
What's that?
Come on, Brad.
Well, what's the matter?
Come on. Don't ask so many questions. Here, give me your hand.
Got your suitcase?
Yeah, thanks.
Well, now that we're stranded in the middle of a country road in the dead of night, maybe you'd let me in on the big secret. What's the idea?
The idea? We're going to take a little walk, Brett. Mr. Shapley may shoot off his mouth after all.
Where are we going to walk to?
The next town, wherever that is. Come on. Pick 'em up and lay 'em down. We've got a long way to go.
Oh, how long does this cross-country hike keep up? My feet are killing me.
Stop here if you want.
Here? Where are we?
Virginia.
Oh, yes, I know, but where?
Well, I can't say for sure right now. But from the looks of that hayrick, I guess we're on somebody's farm.
Where's the farmhouse?
What difference does that make?
You don't mean... Oh, you don't mean we're going to sleep out here in the open, do you?
I don't know about you, but I'm going to give a fairly good imitation of it.
Oh. Peter,
What?
I'm awfully hungry.
Oh, that's just your imagination.
No, it isn't. I'm hungry and scared.
You can't be hungry and scared both at the same time.
Well, I am.
If you're scared, it scares the hunger out of you.
Not if you're more hungry than scared.
All right. You win. Now, let's forget about it.
I can't. I'm hungry.
Holy smokes. Why did I ever get mixed up with you? If I had any sense, I'd be in New York by this time.
What about your big story?
Taking a dame back to her fiancé. I turned out to be a prize sucker, all right. Here, your bed's all ready. Come on.
You mean I'm supposed to sleep on that hay?
Well, that's the idea.
Oh, it's all crackly.
Oh, shut up and go to sleep. I'm sick and tired of listening to a lot of complaints.
Oh, you're becoming awfully disagreeable lately. You just snap my head off every time I open my mouth. If being with me is so distasteful to you, you can leave. You can leave any time you see fit. Nobody's holding you here. I can get along. I can get along very nicely without you. Oh, Peter, are you listening? I said I can get along very nice. Oh, Peter! Peter! Peter, where are you? Peter! Oh, Peter!
Hey, what are you yelling about?
Oh, Peter! Oh, I was so worried.
What got into you? I was only gone a minute. I went to try to find you something to eat.
I know, but...
Well, here's a watermelon. I swiped it in the next field.
I don't want it now.
I thought you said you were hungry.
I was,
But what?
I was so scared it scared the hunger right out of me.
Holy jumping catfish. You'd drive a guy crazy.
I guess...
Shut up.
I was only going to say, I guess you're right.
You're darn tootin' I'm right. Now, go to sleep and forget about everything.
Yes, Peter. Peter,
What?
what are you thinking about?
By a strange coincidence, I was thinking of you.
Really?
Yeah. I was wondering what makes dames like you so dizzy. Oh, what a morning. Look at the sun. Look at those fields.
Yes, look at my shoes. By the way, what did you say we were supposed to be doing?
Hitchhiking.
Oh. Well, you've given me a very good example of the hiking. Where does the hitching come in?
A little early yet. No cars out.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'm going to sit right down here and wait until they come.
Suit yourself.
I intend to. Oh, now, Peter, suppose nobody stops for us.
Oh, they'll stop all right. It's all a matter of knowing how to hail them.
You're an expert, I suppose.
I'm going to write a book about it. Call it The Hitchhiker's Hail.
There's no end to your accomplishments, is there?
Oh, you think it's simple, huh?
No.
Well, it is. It's all in the old thumb, see? Now, here, some people do it like this. Kind of a half wave and half point with a thumb, drooping across the palm. It's all wrong, too indefinite. You never get any place.
Oh, the poor thing.
Yeah, but this old thumb never fails. Now take number 1, for instance. Elbow close to the side, thumb rigid, and parallel to the right shoulder. Then a short, jerky movement, just the hand and wrist, like this. Shows independence. You don't care whether they stop or not. You got money in your pocket, see?
Clever.
Yeah, but number 2, that's a little wider movement from the elbow. The thumb describing a graceful arc from shoulder to waistline. A smile goes with it, like this. That means you got a brand new story about...
You figured that all out by yourself.
That's nothing. Number 3, that's a pip. Yeah, that's the pitiful one. You know, when you're broke and hungry and everything looks black.
Oh, that's so.
Yeah. Shoulders sagging, mouth down, chin drooping. It's a long, sweeping movement of the whole arm, like this. You gotta follow through, though.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. But it's no good if you haven't got a long face to go with it.
Oh, here comes the car.
Yeah, okay. Now watch me. I'm gonna use number 1. Keep your eye on that thumb, baby, and watch what happens.
I've still got my eye on the thumb.
Well, something must have gone wrong. I'll try number 2 this time. Hey, you!
Oh, maybe he doesn't appreciate genius.
Well, let's try this, baby. Maybe number 2 won't work in us out. Hey! I'll try number 3 on the next one.
When you get to 100, wake me up, will you?
I don't think I'll write that book after all.
Oh, now, think of all the fun you had. Do you mind if I try the next one?
You? Oh, don't make me laugh.
Oh, you're such a smart aleck. Nobody knows anything but you. Look, I'll stop this car, and I won't use my thumb.
What are you going to do?
It's a system all my own. Left hand gracefully on left hip. Head back and incline gently in the direction of travel. Eyes twinkling. It's the twinkle that does it. Step aside, please. Oh,
Hello, sister. You're going my way?
Yes, thank you very much.
Well, hop right in. My name is Baker.
Oh, it's so sweet of you, Mr. Baker. Would you mind if this gentleman rode with us, too?
Oh, him?
Yeah, me.
Well, I don't like his looks any too much, sister.
Oh, that's all right. He's my uncle. He can't help looking like that. He used to be a newspaper man.
Oh, well, all right. Get in the back.
Thanks.
As I was saying, it's a system all my own.
Oh, yeah?
I think I'll write a book, too. Let's see, called The Feminine Touch, or Go Thither with a Come Hither.
Oh, shut up.
So you want a cabin for a week, huh?
That's right.
That'll be $8.75, pay in advance.
Now, listen, mister, I don't want to talk business right now. We're tired. I'll settle up with you in the morning.
Well, all right. Good night.
Good night. Come on, Brett.
What'll you tell him in the morning?
I'll think of that then. Here. Let's have that blanket.
Here it is.
If I build the walls of Jericho once more, I can qualify as an engineer.
Oh, I'm glad I can lie down for a change.
Yeah, me too. Well, we're on our last lap. Tomorrow morning, if all goes well, you'll be in the arms of your fiancé, the dope.
Mm-hmm. You'll have a great story, won't you?
Yeah. Swell.
Thanks.
Well, you certainly outsmarted your father. I guess you ought to be happy.
Am I going to see you in New York?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't make it a policy to run around with married women.
Won't I ever see you again?
What do you want to see me for? I've served my purpose. I brought you back to King Wesley, didn't I? That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Peter, have you ever been in love?
Me?
Yes. Have you ever thought about it at all? It seems to me you could make some girl wonderfully happy.
Sure. I've thought about it. Yeah, who hasn't? If I could ever meet the right sort of a girl... Yeah, but where are you going to find her? Somebody that's real, somebody that's alive. They don't come that way anymore. You know, I saw an island in the Pacific once. Never been able to forget it. That's where I'd like to take her. She'd have to be the sort of a girl who'd jump in the surf with me and love it as much as I did. You know, nights when you and the moon and the water all become one. And you feel you're a part of something big and marvelous. Those are the only places to live, where the stars are so close over your head that you feel you can reach right up and stir them around. Sure, I've been thinking of it. Boy, if I could only find the girl who was hungry for those things.
Peter, take me with you, Peter. Take me to your island. I want to do all those things you talked about.
You're crazy.
No, I'm not. I love you. Nothing else matters. We can run away. Everything will take care of itself. Please, Peter. I can't let you out of my life now. I couldn't live without you.
Ellie, you'd better go over there. Go to sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ellie, wait a minute.
Good night, Mr. Warren.
Ellie, did you really mean that about the island? Would you really go?
Certainly not. Do you think I'm crazy?
Yeah, I guess I did. Just for a minute.
Peter? Peter? Peter, where are you? Peter! Peter!
Morning, Miss Warren.
Oh, good morning. Did you see Did you see my husband?
Husband? Why, he's gone.
Gone?
Yes, ma'am. Left about an hour ago.
Did he say where?
Not a word. I heard him calling long distance. He spoke to a Mr. Gordon at the New York Globe office. Said he had a great story and was going right into New York to see him.
I see. Where's the telephone, please?
I don't think your husband will be there yet, Mrs. Warren.
Oh, stop calling me Mrs. Warren. I'm not Mrs. Warren. I never will be Mrs. Warren. My name is Andrews. Ellie Andrews.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, where's that phone?
Over there, ma'am. Right over there.
Thank you.
Oh, what? Think it was my fault. Something. My name ain't Miss Andrews. My name is Andrews. Andrews. Ellie Andrews. Ellie. More! Come here quick, more!
I wanted to call New York, please. Yes, person to person. Mr. King Wesley. Wesley. W-E-S-T-L-E-Y.
We pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert in It Happened One Night with Walter Connolly and Roscoe Carnes. The thread of an accidental meeting which bound the lives of Ellie and Peter has become a tangled knot. Ellie is convinced that Peter walked out on her and has given him no chance to explain. It's a week later, the morning of Ellie's marriage to King Wesley. The bride-to-be sits alone in her room, staring mournfully at her reflection in the glass. Her father knocks at the door.
Ellie. Ellie.
Yes, Dad.
May I come in?
Come in. Hello, Dad.
I knocked several times.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been daydreaming.
Yes. Well, everything's set for the wedding. Great stunt King is going to pull, creating quite a furor.
Stunt?
Yes, landing on the lawn in an auto gyro.
Oh, yes, I heard.
Yes, personally, I think it's silly, too. You look lovely, child. Are you pleased with the gown? Ellie.
Oh, the gown. Yes, it's nice, isn't it?
What's the matter, child? What's wrong?
Nothing.
You haven't changed your mind about King Wesley, have you?
No.
Because if you have, it isn't too late. You know how I feel about him. You gave me such a scare when I couldn't find you. You know, the old pump isn't what it used to be.
I'm sorry, Father. I wouldn't hurt you for the world.
What's the matter, child? Aren't you happy?
Oh, Dick.
Ah, I thought so. I knew there was something on your mind. Oh, there now. What's the matter? You haven't fallen in love with someone else, have you? Have you? I haven't seen you cry since you were a baby. This must be serious. Where did you meet him?
On the road.
Now, don't tell me you've fallen in love with the bus driver.
No.
Who is he?
I don't know very much about him, except that I love him.
Well, if it's as serious as all that, we'll move heaven and earth.
No, it's no use. He despises me.
Oh, come now.
Yes, he does. He despises everything about me. He thinks I'm spoiled and selfish and pampered and thoroughly insincere.
Ridiculous.
He doesn't think much of you either.
Oh, no?
No, he blames you for everything that's wrong with me. He says you raised me stupidly. Oh, he's marvelous.
Well, I'd like to have a talk with him.
Oh, no, Daddy, it wouldn't do any good. I practically threw myself at him.
Well, under the circumstances, don't you think we ought to call this wedding off?
No, I'll go through with it. What difference does it make? I'll never see Peter again.
Is that his name?
Yes, Peter.
Peter Warren?
Yes. Do you know him?
No, not exactly.
Oh, Father, you haven't heard from him, have you?
Well, this letter came this morning addressed to me.
From Peter?
Yes, here you are.
Dear sir, as your daughter has probably forgotten to tell you, there's a little financial matter connected with her safe return to your indulgent arms that I would appreciate your settling with me at your earliest convenience. Yours truly, Peter Warren. Oh, well, I guess that was his only interest in me, wasn't it? The reward, $10,000.
I'm sorry you read it.
Are you going to see him?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I sent word to him to come out here this afternoon. I suppose he'll show up soon.
Oh, of course he will. Well, pay him off. He's entitled to it. He did an excellent job. He kept me thoroughly entertained. It's worth every penny he gets.
Sit down, Mr. Warren.
Thanks.
I was surprised to get your note. My daughter hadn't told me anything about you, about your helping her.
That's typical of your daughter. Takes all those things for granted.
I've discussed the matter with her since hearing from you, and she thinks that you're entitled to anything you can get.
Oh, she does, huh? Now, isn't that sweet of her? Well, I've got it all itemized.
May I see the statement, please? Thank you. Cash outlay, $8.60. Top coat, $15. Suitcase, $7.50. Hat, $4. 3 shirts, $4.50. Total, $39.60. All the above items had to be hocked to provide food and shelter.
And I sold some shorts and socks, too, but I'm throwing them in.
Yes. I know, but...
What's the matter? Isn't it cheap enough? A trip like that would cost you $1,000, maybe more.
Now, let me get this straight. You want $39.60 in addition to the $10,000.
What $10,000?
Why, the reward.
Who said anything about a reward? All I want is $39.60. Now, if you give me a check for it, I'll get out of this joint. Gives me the jitters.
You're a peculiar chap.
And we'll go into that some other time.
The average man would go after the reward. All you seem to be...
Listen, did anyone ever make a sucker out of you? This is a matter of principle, something you probably wouldn't understand. But when anybody takes me for a buggy ride, I don't like the idea of having to pay for the privilege.
Were you taken for a buggy ride?
With all the trimming.
My daughter seems to think she was on that ride, too. She thinks you walked out on her.
Listen, your daughter can think anything she wants. I went to New York to raise a little dough for your daughter so that she could go out on that tropical island. And when I get back...
What tropical island?
None of your bit. Well, when I come back here to where she skipped, then that's great, isn't it?
Now, wait a minute.
What about my dough? Do I get it or don't I?
Certainly.
Thank you.
But I'd like to ask you one question. Do you love my daughter?
Any guy that had fallen in love with your daughter ought to have his head examined.
That's an evasion. Do you love her?
A normal human being couldn't live under the same roof with her without going nutty. She's my idea of nothing.
I asked you a simple question. Do you love her?
Yes! But don't hold that against me. I'm a little screwy myself.
Well, look who's here.
Hello. I was hoping I wouldn't have to bump into you.
Really? I hope you got your money.
You bet I did.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Same to you.
Ellie, dear.
Stay around and watch the fun. King's going to drop down out of the skies any minute now in his favorite gyro. You'll enjoy it immensely.
I would, but I've got a weak stomach. Goodbye, Miss Andrews.
Pleasant fellow, isn't he?
Ellie, dear, you shouldn't have talked to him like that. He's really a fine boy. We had quite a conversation.
I'm not interested.
Now, see here, Ellie.
I tell you, I'm not interested. I don't want to hear another word about him.
What on earth is that?
King, I guess. Landing on the lawn in his gyro.
He seems to be creating quite a lot of excitement among the guests. Well, Ellie?
Come on, Dad. Let's go down and get it over with.
King is waiting at the altar. All right. Take my arm. Let's go. You know, Ellie, you're a sucker to go through with this. That guy Warren is okay.
Please, Dad.
He is. He didn't want the reward. All he asked for was $39.60 that he spent on you.
What?
Sure. He loved you, Ellie.
Oh, how do you know?
He told me so.
Oh, Dad. Oh. Well, it's too late now.
Is it? You don't want to be married to a mug like Wesley? I can buy him off for a pot of gold. And you can make an old man happy. Pete Warren is a swell guy.
Oh, please don't.
If you change your mind, your car's waiting at the back gate. What do you say, Ellie? You've still got a few seconds.
Oh, Dad.
Is it Pete? Or is it this dumb cluck of an aviator?
It's Pete.
Hooray!
Oh, Daddy, kiss me quick.
Goodbye, Ellie.
Goodbye.
Run, Ellie, run! Go on, Ellie, go on! They'll never catch you! Go
on! Peter.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do with the marriage certificate? I can't find it anyplace.
Don't worry, Brad. It's safe and sound in my inside pocket.
Oh, I was getting scared again.
Afraid I was going to back out?
Oh, it's too late now, Mr. Warren. Oh, Peter, I'm so happy. Where are we going for our honeymoon?
I got the place all picked out. A tourist cabin near Philadelphia.
A tourist cabin? Oh, Peter, that's great.
Yeah. See that big bundle of stuff I bought in the last town?
Uh-huh, what's in it?
Oh, lots of things. A rope.
A rope?
Yeah. And a green blanket.
The walls of Jericho.
Right.
Is there anything else?
Hand me that little package.
Oh, this one?
That's it.
What's in it?
You'll see. There.
A trumpet. A toy trumpet.
Yeah. I never took a lesson, but I guess I can manage it. Listen to this.
Oh, Peter, it's beautiful.
The curtain falls on Act 3 of It Happened One Night, starring Claudette Colbert and Clark Gable. In a moment, you'll hear from our stars personally. But first, let's indulge in a little fancy. Suppose your hands could talk. What would they say? Let's imagine Jane's hands are talking to each other while she's playing cards with her friends at the bridge table.
Isn't it fun? We fooled those women again. Haven't we, though? They think Jane has a maid. It's a great joke, isn't it? Why, we've been washing dishes for years. And no one would guess it. Lux Flakes help us to stay lovely looking.
Yes, I'm sure that is the way your hands would talk if you use Lux for your dishes. Lux Flakes are kind to your hands. There's no harmful alkali to dry out the natural oils in your skin. No, indeed. Lux helps your hands stay soft and pretty, the kind of hands every woman wants. Just try Lux Flakes for your dishes. You'll like them. They're fast, they're gentle, and they're thrifty. Yes, unless the water is hard, the large-size box of Lux will do dishes about 60 times. In hard water, a little more Lux gives you wonderful, rich suds. Yes, a little Lux goes so far. Lux is thrifty. Buy the generous large-size box, won't you? And now, here's Mr. DeMille with our stars.
The happy journey from Miami to New York is ended, but our stars make a return trip to the microphone. We present Ellie Andrews as Claudette Colbert and Pete Warren as Clark Gable.
Oh, as Claudette Andrews or Ellie Colbert or whoever I'm supposed to be, I'd like to say that it's been great to do another play in the Lux Radio Theater.
As Pete Gable, I'd like to say I can't imagine a better place to take a busman's holiday.
Assuming my most difficult characterization, that of Cecil B. DeMille, I'd like to compliment you both on a great performance.
Thank you, C.B. And I'm glad to learn from your introduction to the play that you're a fatalist.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, you know, C.B., one of those people who think that everything happens for the best if it doesn't happen for the worst.
But I never said I belonged to such a cult.
Well, Claudette probably assumes from the way you talked about everything happening one night that you're a believer in uncontrollable destiny.
Well, it's really nothing to be ashamed of, you know. You simply believe that everything happens for a purpose. And if you don't believe that way, you've nothing left but suppositions. Now, for example, suppose Columbus had sailed east instead of west, or Paul Revere's horse had tripped over a cobblestone.
Or suppose Claudette Colbert hadn't taken seriously a playwright's remark that she ought to be an actress. Or suppose she hadn't starred on Broadway in The Barker. Would she be in Hollywood now?
Or suppose that coin Clark tossed to see whether or not he'd remain in Hollywood had fallen tails. Where would he be now?
I'll give up. Where would he be now?
You mean seriously?
Sure, why not?
Well, let's see. I'd have gone back east, not all the way east. Maybe I'd have stopped off in Texas again. I'd probably have gotten my old job back in the oil fields, and, well, I'd probably be fairly happy.
That's right. Pollyanna Gable, his friends would be calling him. Well, it's time to go, Clark. Good night, Mr. DeMille.
Good night, C.B.
Good night,
From the charming chaos and budding romance on the open road, we now plunge into the glittering, often bizarre world of Tinseltown itself, but with a decidedly comedic twist. Prepare for laughs as the master of timing, Jack Benny, offers his unique take on a film noir classic. He steps into the shoes of a struggling screenwriter who encounters a forgotten silent film diva in this hilarious parody of Sunset Boulevard. How will Benny's legendary persona clash with the dark drama and faded glamour of this iconic story?
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, since this is Easter, we bring you a man who put a small rabbit in his hat so he could have a little hair on his head. And here he is, Jack Bunny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, that was a very clever introduction.
Oh, did you like it?
No, I didn't like it. But your joke did fit.
What do you mean?
What I mean is I thought it was very appropriate for you to start an Easter program by laying an egg. Congratulations.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. That was a very funny joke, and the audience thought so, too.
They did not.
They did, too. I'll pick anybody in the audience and prove it. Say, mister.
Oh, me?
Yes, would you come up here for a minute?
Don, we don't have to go through all of that.
Oh, yes, we do. My future's at stake. You don't have to worry. You saved your money.
Don, believe me, it isn't that.
Hey, did you want me, mister?
Yes. Now, I want to ask you something, and I want your unbiased opinion. What did you think of that joke?
What joke?
You see, Don? You see?
What joke? The one I told when I introduced Jack Benny.
Who's he?
Who's he? For your information, I'd like you to know
Oh,
that...
wait a minute, Jack. I guess I was wrong in calling him up here.
You bet you were wrong. Okay, mister, you can go sit down.
Not so fast, Bub. Where's my refrigerator?
refrigerator?
Well, certainly. You call me up on the stage, you ask me a lot of silly questions, and I'll pay you off.
Look, mister, this isn't a quiz program. This is a comedy show. We only got you out of the audience to give us an opinion.
You woke me up just for that?
Now, you can go sit down. I'm not going to ask you any more questions.
Okay, Senator.
Go already.
Jack, I'm sorry about the whole thing.
That's all right, Don. Maybe I shouldn't have picked on your joke, but you see, I was so sure that since today is Easter, your introduction would have been something about my new suit, you know?
Oh, forgive me, Jack. That is a beautiful suit. But what's that patch on the left shoulder?
I didn't think it would show.
Patch on a new suit?
Well, Don, I had to make a little alteration. You see, when it was delivered to me, my coat had 3 sleeves. Anyway, I think the color...
But, Jack, how in the world can you get a coat with 3 sleeves?
Well, you see, Don, this suit was made to measure, and it's my own fault for going to a tailor who was nearsighted.
Oh, nearsighted?
I kept telling him there was a guy standing next to me. But he wouldn't believe me, you know. Anyway, I'm glad I got this suit.
Well, Jack, on Easter, everybody dresses up.
Not everybody, Don. Just look at the boys in Phil's band. I mean, look at the way they're dressed. If they spread themselves out, they could keep the crows away from 460 acres. You'd think they would at least have the little Easter spirit.
Hold it, Adrian. Hold it.
Huh?
They've got the Easter spirit. Look at Sammy, my drummer.
Sammy? Hey, he does look different, you know?
Certainly does. This morning, my boys got up bright and early and went to Sammy's house and colored his head.
Oh, yes, it's pink. I thought he was blushing.
Now turn them big blue eyes on me, Jackson, and pay a little compliment. I'm really dressed for Easter, ain't I?
Yes, you are, Phil, but why shouldn't you dress well? You can afford it, you know. You do my show, your own show, personal appearances, recordings.
Yeah?
Tell me, Phil, what is your biggest source of income?
Shooting pool.
Shooting pool?
When you can sink the 5, 10, and 15 ball with one shot, you're in the upper bracket.
Well, how can you always be talking about pool? After all, you're a family man. I mean, what do your children think about it?
They love it.
What?
When they say they want to see Hoppy, they mean Willie, not Cassidy.
Phil, I'd like to sit down and have a long talk with you, but I don't have the time now. You see, tonight we're going to do a very important sketch.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis. As I was saying, we're going to do a very important sketch tonight about...
I was in the Easter parade this morning.
You were? That's nice.
You'll never guess who else was there.
Who?
There was Brannigan, Flanagan, Milligan, Gilligan, Duffy, McCuffy, Malarkey, Mahone, Lafferty, Donnelly, Connolly, Julio, Dooley, Muldowney, Malone.
Wait a minute.
Madigan, Cadigan,
St. Patrick's Day was last week. Dennis, let me ask you a question.
A question?
Yes. Why are you so silly?
I refuse to answer on the grounds that it might tend to incriminate me.
Oh, you've been watching the investigating committee on television, huh?
Yeah, I watched one fella for hours. He isn't half as funny without Abbott.
That's a different Costello. Now, Don, as I started to tell you before, as soon as Mary gets here, she may be a little late. You see, her sister Babe is visiting her from Plainfield. Anyway, as soon as Mary gets here, we're going to do a very important sketch based on a picture that's nominated for the Academy Award.
Say, that's right. This is the week of the Academy Awards.
Hey, Jackson.
What?
You never did win anything, did you?
No, Phil, not personally, but my pictures made a wonderful showing. Taken To Be or Not to Be, the director won an award. And George Washington Slept Here, the cameraman got an award.
What about The Horn Blows at Midnight?
The audience got the award.
Well, you're wrong about that because there was no audience. I mean, there was no audience. And, Phil, I'll make you a deal. If you forget about The Horn Blows at Midnight, I'll forget about Wabash Avenue.
And what, pray tell, was wrong with my performance in Wabash Avenue?
Phil, all I know is Betty Grable and Victor Mature were in that picture with you.
That's right.
Well, since then, Betty Grable made 2 more pictures with Dan Daly. Victor Mature made 3 more pictures with June Haver. And, Phil, what have you been doing?
Shooting pool with Zanuck.
What?
2 more games and the studio is mine.
Not if he shoots with a polo mallet. Now, Phil, if you'll be quiet for a moment, I'd like to tell the audience about the Academy Award picture we're going to do.
Oh, say, Mr. Benny, maybe I'll win an Oscar for that picture I was in.
What picture was that, Dennis?
I'll Get By.
Oh, yes, I'll Get By. That title was taken from a song.
It was?
Yes, Dennis. I'll get by as long as I have you.
You said it, kid.
Oh, quiet. Now, Don. Oh, excuse me. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, what did you call for?
Well, boss, I want you to know that when you leave for New York tonight to do your television show, you'll be going by train.
By train? But, Rochester, I've been dickering all week with the airplane company.
They called and said they thought your proposition over, but decided against it.
Against it?
Yeah, they said they don't care if you do wear your Charlie's Aunt costume. They don't need an extra stewardess.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
And, boss, when I thought you were flying, I even saved on your luggage.
How did you do that?
You know your gray suit, the one that makes you look like Clark Gable?
Yes?
Well, I took the padding out of the shoulders, and I put in 2 pairs of pajamas, 10 pairs of socks, 4 suits of underwear, and 3 dozen handkerchiefs.
Well, good, good.
In the other shoulder, I put your shirts, ties, bathrobe, and 2 dozen sandwiches.
Sandwiches?
When you get hungry, just reach up your sleeve, and people will think you're a magician.
Never mind that. Just see that everything is packed. Now, goodbye, Rochester. I'll see you later.
Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
I've got a very funny joke for your radio program.
A joke? What is it, Rochester? What is it?
Well, ask Mr. Wilson if he knows why a tangerine is like a manhole cover.
Oh, thanks, Rochester. Thanks. Goodbye. Hey, Don.
Oh, yes, Jack.
Don, I just thought of the funniest joke. Do you know why a tangerine is like a manhole cover?
No, Jack. Why is a tangerine like a manhole cover?
Because... Oh, my goodness, I forgot to ask Rochester. How do you like that?
Jack, what are you mumbling about?
Nothing. Drop it.
I won't drop it. Why is a tangerine like a manhole cover?
Because Mr. Benny's the boss, and if you don't shut up, you're fired.
Thanks, Dennis.
Oh, that's all right. You'll get by as long as you have me.
Oh, stop! Now, Don, I think that we should have a... Come in. Hey, look who it is. It's Mary's sister, Babe.
Hello, Jack.
Well, Babe, this certainly is a pleasant surprise. You know my cast, don't you?
Yes, Jack. I met them a long time ago.
Hi, Babe.
Hello, Dennis. Say, Jack, he's cute. I love tenors.
Really?
Yes, you know, I used to be a tenor before my voice changed.
Well, now that you mention your voice, Babe, I wish you'd try to raise it a little. You see, it might be confusing.
What do you mean confusing?
Well, people will think they're hearing Tallulah on both networks. Will you raise it a little?
I'll try, darling.
Thanks. Now, tell me, how come you dropped in on the program, Babe?
Mary sent me.
What?
The doctor wants her to take it easy for another week or so.
Oh, well, I wish I'd have known earlier. We're going to do our version of Sunset Boulevard today. And Mary was supposed to play Gloria Swanson's part.
Well, Jack, why don't you let me play the Gloria Swanson role?
You? But, Babe, you haven't had any acting experience.
Well, Jack, I almost was an actress.
You almost was
an
actress? Oh, well, that's all right. You were? Huh? Go ahead.
Yes. When I graduated from high school, I didn't know whether I should become a radio actress or a stage actress.
Oh, well, what did you become?
A mechanic.
Well, Babe, let me talk to Don a minute, will you? Don, what do you think we ought to do?
Jack, what else can we do? It's too late to change the program.
I know, Don, but letting her play Gloria Swanson's part. I mean, we're taking an awful chance. Babe never acted before.
But, Jack, we're stuck, so we'll just have to do the best we can.
Oh. Well, all right, Babe. You can play the part that Gloria Swanson played in the picture. We'll try it. I'll play William Holden's part, and Dennis, you'll play Eric von Stroheim's part.
Eric von Stroheim?
Yes.
But Babe looks more like him than I do.
Never mind.
But I don't want to play the part of a German butler.
What?
I don't want to play the part of a German butler.
You'll play it, and that's all there is to it. Don, set the scene.
All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present our version of that picture which has won several Academy Award nominations, Sunset Boulevard.
My name is Joe Gillis. Right now I have 3 bullets in me, and I'm floating face downwards in a swimming pool behind an old mansion on Sunset Boulevard. Oh, I know. You're wondering how you can hear my voice with my face underwater. I had it transcribed for release at this more convenient time. My trouble started 6 months ago. I was an unemployed movie writer. I had tried in vain to get a job and applied to all the studios. I went to Paramount. Then to MGM. Then to Republic. Then I went to Universal, but they had just finished making Harvey, and they couldn't see me either. Finally, I got to a producer who was a friend of mine. As I sat opposite him in his imposing office, he said,
Well, Gillis, what can I do for you?
J.S., I got a story I'd like to sell you that'll make a great picture.
A story, eh? Well, give me a brief outline.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, the hero of my story is a psychiatrist.
Oh,
and...
no good, my boy, no good. The psychiatry cycle's done, washed up. The trend today is pictures like Broken Arrow, Tomahawk, Indian stuff.
I know. You see, my hero is a half-breed psychiatrist. Now, the girl comes to him.
You have a girl in the story?
Yes, why?
Dated stuff. Movie fans want animals in pictures like Lassie, Francis the Mule, Bonzo the Chimp.
Oh, I know. But the reason the girl is going to the psychiatrist is because her pet centipede has a complex.
That's a good angle. A centipede with a complex.
Yes, this centipede thinks his shoes are too tight, and the girl's going broke buying him Dr. Scholl's foot pads.
I'm afraid that's a little too fantastic, my boy, too fantastic. As a writer, Gillis, you should realize that... Well, hello, H.W.
Hiya, J.S. I dropped in to ask you if you'd like to have lunch with me and L.B.
I'd like to, H.W., but I got a lunch date with M.J. and B.G.
Well, how about tonight? I'm picking up J.T., and we're going to have dinner with R.S.
I'm sorry, but I'm having dinner with Daryl Zanuck.
Who?
D.Z.
Oh. Well, so long. See you later, J.S.
Goodbye, H.W.
I followed H.W. out of J.S.'s office because I had a date with L.S. and M.F. to have tea. But that day, the finance company tried to repossess my car. They chased me down Sunset Boulevard. To escape them, I turned into the driveway of an old, dilapidated mansion. The door was open, so I walked in. When my eyes became accustomed to the gloom, I realized the house wasn't deserted. Then suddenly, I saw her. She was majestically descending a long spiral staircase. She must have come down that staircase often because her legs were spiral, too. she stopped and spoke.
What do you want here?
I pulled into your driveway. I thought this was an empty house.
Well, it's not, so get out.
All right, wait a minute. I know your face. You're Norma Desmond. You used to be in pictures. You used to be big.
I'm still big. It's the pictures that got small.
She was right. Her television set only had a 7-inch screen. But I turned to her and said,
Miss Desmond, I've always been a fan of yours. I went to all your movies. And you were a great actress on the stage, too.
Yes, there was one role I played hundreds of times. I'll never forget my favorite speech. I always felt a thrill as I said it.
How did it go?
If I were king. Yes, if I were king.
But that's a man's part.
Now he tells me.
Look, Miss Desmond, since you retired from pictures, how do you get money?
Oh, I own some stock, some income property, several apartment houses, and I have oil wells up at Bakersfield that are pumping, pumping, pumping.
Gee, stock, property, apartment houses, and oil wells that are pumping, pumping. What's your largest source of income?
Shooting pool.
When I told her I was a writer, she asked me to stay and help her with a screenplay she was preparing for her comeback. For weeks, Norma and I worked hard writing her screenplay, and gradually she began to care for me. I soon realized that she was really in love with me. Sometimes she would hold my hand. Sometimes she would pat my cheek. And one night, as she was running her fingers through my hair, I walked into the room. I turned to her and said,
Norma, this is a beautiful night. Let's go out for a ride.
We can't use the car tonight.
Why not?
It's at the service station. It's up on the grass reek.
You two, it must run in the family. Look, Norma, I'm hungry. Let's go out and get something to eat.
We don't have to go out. I'll have my butler prepare something for you. Oh, Max.
Ja, mein Fräulein, was ist los mit you?
Max, I'm hungry. What can you make for me?
Gedampfte Brust, Sauerbraten, Wiener Schnitzel, Hasenpfeffer, und Kuschlein mit Zibelis.
What's Kuschlein mit Zibelis?
I don't know. I told you I didn't want to play this part.
Never mind that. Just bring me a ham sandwich.
Ja, mein Herr.
Joe, dear, you have your sandwich. I'm going to change into something more comfortable.
As I waited for my sandwich, I took something out of the fruit bowl. When I bit into it, I broke my 2 front teeth. It was then I realized how important it was to know the difference between a tangerine and a manhole cover. Finally, I began to tire of the whole situation. I decided to leave. And as I was packing my things to go, Max suddenly interrupted me.
You are leaving here, mein Herr?
No, I'm taking it with me. Yes, Max, I'm leaving. I can't stand it any longer. This is a weird household. Norma's so possessive. And you keep watching me. Always watching.
Oh, but I got a right to watch, because even though I am now her butler, once I was her 17th husband.
You were her 17th husband? Who were the others?
There was Brannigan, Flanagan, Milligan, Gilligan, Duffy, McCuffy, Malarkey, Mahone,
Now cut that out! And stand aside.
Mein Herr, I wouldn't leave here if I was you.
Well, you're not me, so get out of my way.
Max, what's the matter?
Oh, Fraulein, he's going to leave you.
No, Joe, no.
I've got to, Norma.
Joe, you can't do this. Max, stop him. Look at me, Joe. Look at me. I can't face life without you. You're everything to me. My life, my love. If you go, I'll kill myself. Do you hear me? I'll kill myself.
It was after she read this big dramatic speech that I wish Mary were back on the show. I ignored her frantic pleading. I was determined to leave, so I grabbed my typewriter and rushed out of the house. She followed me screaming.
Joe, you can't leave me.
I'm going, Norma. Goodbye.
You can't go, Joe. Nobody leaves a star.
Yes, she killed me. And I fell dead in her swimming pool. The only consolation is that they gave me a nice funeral. And I had wonderful pallbearers. There was Brannigan, Flanagan, Milligan, Gilligan, Duffy McGuffey, Malarkey Mahone, Rafferty Lafferty, Connolly Donnelly, Dooley Shapiro. Yes, that is my story. I lived and died on Sunset Boulevard.
Ladies and gentlemen, immediately following next Sunday's radio program, I'll do my third television show. As my guest stars, I'll have Claudette Colbert, Robert Montgomery, and Basil Rathbone. This will be seen in the Eastern area next Sunday, and 2 weeks later will be seen on the West Coast by Kinescope. Happy Easter, everybody.
Be sure to hear Dennis Day and the Damn Life of Dennis Day. Stay tuned for the Amos Mandy Show, which follows immediately. The Jack Benny Show is heard by our armed forces overseas for facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
After that satirical trip through Hollywood's eccentricities, courtesy of Jack Benny, let's land squarely back in the heart of everyday American life and its equally amusing predicaments. We join William Bendix as the lovable blunderer in the life of Riley. In Good Neighbor Week, Riley and his pal Gillies have just received an award for being model neighbors. But when tempers flare and a beloved pet goes missing, will their newfound title survive the ensuing accusations and comical confusion? Can these good neighbors actually keep the peace?
Teal for a beautiful smile. The life of Riley for laughs. Teal, T-E-E-L, Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice. That's it. T-E-E-L. Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, brings you the life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Remember, friends, for beautiful smiles, it's T-E-E-L, Teal. And right now, it's the life of Riley. Well, it's Good Neighbor Week in the community where our hero Chester A. Riley lives and works. So let's drop in at the high school auditorium and see what's going on at the special meeting that the Neighborhood Community Council is holding.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as the crowning climax of Good Neighbor Week, your committee is pleased to present the grand award to two citizens who have been voted typical good neighbors. First, an upstanding member of this fair community, Mr. James M. Gillis.
Friends, I thank you. Believe me, I didn't never dream I would be elected, and the 50 voters I gave free bacon to can vouch for that. I just want to say that in loving my neighbor, I am only following the golden rule. Do others as they do you.
And now, the other recipient of this award, a good neighbor who has always taken a keen interest in civic affairs, a pillar of his state, a pillar of his community, and a pillar of his family, Mr. Chester A. Riley. Mr. Riley, where are you?
Over here, behind this pillar. Ladies and gents, I can't tell you how proud I am to grab off this reward. When I first moved in amongst you, I was a lonely man, trying to win the confidence of my neighbors. And today I'm proud to say I'm one of the biggest confidence men in town.
Yes, sir, Riley, old pal. We're important guys now, all right.
Ah, you said it, Brother Gillis. Our picture in the paper and everything. When is the photographer snapping us?
Sunday. And just think, Riley, on Monday, millions of people will be sitting at the breakfast table eating their breakfast. They open a paper, and suddenly they see our faces.
And they stop eating. They close their mouths and say, look at those two guys. Why can't I be a loving neighbor like that? Ain't it wonderful that they picked us, huh?
Well, after all, ain't we always been loving pals from way back?
Oh, sure.
You always stood by me. When we was kids in school, who helped me with my homework? You did.
Yeah. And when you got left back, who stayed behind with you? I did.
Comrades in the true meaning of the word.
And whenever I needed you, Gillis, you was there. Why, when my boy Junior was born, who called the doctor? You did.
I did.
Who drove my wife to the hospital? You did.
I did.
Who paced up and down the corridor with me? You did.
I did.
Believe me, Gillis, Junior had never been born without you.
Yeah, Riley. When I think what you mean to me, I get all choked up with emotion.
Thanks, Gillis. Thinking of you makes me choke, too.
Believe me, Riley, I'd do anything for you.
And I'd do anything for you. Why, I'd cut off your right arm for you.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
It's time to say goodbye now.
Yeah, well, good night, Gillis, sweet friend.
Good night, Riley, darling. I'll meet you at the bus stop tomorrow.
Yeah. And don't forget, tomorrow it's my turn to throw myself in front of the bus to make it stop.
Well, good night, Riley.
Good night.
Hey, what was that? Something hit me in the face.
Oh, don't get excited, Gillis. It's only Douglas.
Now, look, Riley, I'm getting sick and tired of your pigeons attacking me. Especially that big fat Douglas. That's the fourth time this week he swooped down on me.
That sweet bird didn't mean no harm. He just mistook you for a worm.
Yeah, well, he better watch out, or one of these days I might mistake that pigeon for my dinner.
You do that to my boy's pigeon? Now, take it easy, Gillis. Who do you think you are?
I am a
you
guy
lay
who
one
ain't
tooth
gonna
on
stand
Douglas,
for no
and
big
so
fat
help me, I'm
pigeon.
gonna... Oh, Brother Gillis. Is this us? Squabbling over a squab?
Oh, Brother Riley, what have we done?
Yeah.
What have we said? We're supposed to be good neighbors.
Yes, we are.
Here we are, fighting like man and wife. Oh, I'm so ashamed, I can't look you in the face.
Oh, have courage. Look me in the face.
This can't never happen again, Riley. It's our duty to act intelligent.
You're right, Gillis. We gotta use our heads. That's the only way to cement our friendship. And then, Peg, the chairman said...
Riley, eat your breakfast.
Okay. And then the chairman said...
Riley, this is the fourth time you've told me.
Yes, sir, Peg. Last night was a great honor for me and Gillis.
Well, I only hope you two won't be scrapping before the week's over.
Why, Dumplin', how can you say such a thing? Me and Gillis have stuck together all our life. Why, we're insufferable. Nothing's ever going to come between us.
Well, all right. Now finish your breakfast. That newspaper photographer will be here soon.
Oh, I'm all through. I just want to wash down my breakfast with a cigar.
Oh. You're going to smoke. In that case, I better open the window.
I resent that, Peg. This is a 25-cent cigar.
What? You're spending a quarter on a cigar?
Yeah. Oh, but I get a rate. If I buy one, I get 9 free.
Oh.
Oh, look, Peg, look. There's Douglas sitting on the fence. Ain't he handsome?
Yes, he is cute.
Look at the way he's billing and cooing with that big fat lady pigeon. Oh, it reminds me of the time I was courting you.
What?
Oh, excuse me for calling you a pigeon. I mean...
Oh, read your paper.
Yeah, What's that?
What?
That popping noise, Will.
Well, I don't know. Look out and see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing, Egbert? You just do it again and I'll show you.
Oh, it's only Junior and Egbert Gillis playing. Oh, it's wonderful how nice those kids get along.
But, Riley, it sounded as
Those
if
boys love each other. Look at the way they got their arms around each other's throat.
Riley, they're not playing.
Well, then why is Egbert stroking Junior's hair?
He's not stroking it. He's pulling it. Oh, Riley, they're fighting.
Fighting? But they can't. Gillis and me are...
Riley, look what that little fiend Egbert's doing.
Now, Dumplin', remember that darling little fiend is the son of my best friend.
But look what he's doing to your son.
Now, don't get excited. They'll stop in a second.
Oh, my eye, my eye.
You see? They stopped.
Riley, how can you stand there when your own child may be...
Oh,
Oh, Junior, what happened? Did he hurt you? Here, let me see. Riley, look at his eye.
How about it? It looks perfect to me.
Not that one, the black one. Just look at it. Well, say something.
Junior, you got no business hitting poor Egbert's fist with your eye.
Well, he started it. Egbert hit me first.
Riley, you marched right over to the Gillises.
Now, wait a minute. Let's not make trouble. Maybe Junior was in the wrong.
Oh, it was all Egbert's fault. He was shooting his pop gun at my pigeons.
There. Now are you satisfied?
Well, what harm can a little pop gun do? What happened to the front half of my cigar?
That Egbert just shot it off. Now will you go?
But why not be tolerant? After all, I still got half a cigar left. Junior, get me my pipe.
Riley, are you going to let that roughneck Egbert shoot at us? He'll wreck the house.
Oh, all right. I'll close the window. What damage can a little pop gun do?
All right. Now, if you won't go over there, then I'll go.
Now, wait a minute, Peg. I'm still the head of this house, and nobody can tell me what to do. I'll go myself.
But listen, honeybee, sweetheart.
Don't you sweetheart me, James Gillis. You go over and fix that Riley boy.
But why make a fuss, sugar throat? Junior didn't do nothing to Egbert.
Nothing? You call it nothing when he pulls a handful of curls out of Egbert's head?
But look on the bright side. This month we won't have to lend him to barber college.
If you don't go over to that Riley...
But I keep telling you I can't. Riley's my pal. Only yesterday I told him I loved him.
Oh, you once told me you loved me.
But this time I was sincere. Okay, put down the broom. I'll go. Oh, marriage. One of these days I'm going home to my mother. Oh, Riley, I was just going over to see you.
Yeah, well, I was just coming over to see you, Gillis.
Riley, about your Junior...
Well, I come about your Egbert.
What about him?
My wife made me.
My wife made me, too. Wives. Always making us men do things we don't want to. Why do we ever marry him?
They make us do that, too. But we won't let this come between us.
You bet we won't.
So what if Junior pulls some curls out of Egbert's head?
That's right. So what? Egbert still got half a head of hair left.
Sure.
And what if Egbert did close one of Junior's eyes?
Sure. Junior's still got one eye open. No, sir. Our wives ain't going to stampede us into no scrap. We got nothing to fight about, Brother Gillis. It was all my Junior's fault.
Pardon me, Brother Riley. It was my Egbert's fault.
Oh, no. It was Junior's fault.
It was Egbert's. And you hereby have my permission to whack him.
No. It was Junior's fault, and I order you to whack him.
Riley, I said Egbert started it. Can't you get that through your thick skull?
Egbert didn't start it.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. Your Egbert ain't got the brains to start nothing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, your dopey Junior's got even less brains. I'm telling you, Junior ain't to blame.
Junior, you give me a pain with my Junior.
My Egbert took a punch on a Junior's pigeon.
And the pigeon deserved it. He ate up half of your garden.
He did not. My wife was standing in the
Never mind your wife. That's a horse of another color.
Now, just a moment. Watch what you say. Remember, when you say horse, you're speaking of the mother of my children.
All I say is that your Egbert's innocent no matter what you say.
Oh, so I'm a liar, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that settles it. Put up your dupe.
They're up.
I'm coming at you, you rat.
I'm waiting for you, you weasel.
What?
The photographer from the newspapers here.
Good morning. I'm from the Daily Gazette. I'm here to take the good neighbor photograph.
That's us. We're the good neighbors. Me and this weasel.
Oh, fine. Now, this picture is for the front page, so it has to be just right. Now, relax, Mr. Riley. Open up your fist. We don't want that rock in this picture.
Okay, let's get it over with.
Fine. Now let's have a real neighborly pose. Put your arms around each other's shoulders. That's it.
Gillis, get your elbows out of my ribs.
Who's gonna make me?
Now look pleasant, please.
Riley, remove your fingers from out of my spine.
You ain't got no spine, you jellyfish.
Now let's have a little smile.
Quit shoving, Gillis. Who's shoving? You're shoving. Cut it out, Riley.
That's it. Steady.
You asked for it, Riley. Take this.
Well, you take this.
I got it. Oh, you move. And that was my last plate. Oh, well, it'll have to do. I've got to bring something to my editor.
Hey, wait a minute, mister. Wait, look. Now look what you've done, Gillis.
What I done?
This is the end. I'm through with you, Gillis. And I'm the kind of guy, when I say I'm through with you, watch out, because I'm not.
And now back to the life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Shortly after Riley and his lifelong pal Jim Gillis were picked as ideal neighbors by the local community council, they got into a terrific battle. To make matters worse, the fight occurred while they were posing for a newspaper picture. The camera caught them at the worst possible moment, and now the embarrassing picture has appeared in the evening paper.
Oh, look at this picture, Peg. Gillis and me laying in the gutter, right on the front page.
Well, it's your own fault.
But I'll never live this down. Look what it says. Good neighbors fall all over each other. I'll be disgraced.
Well, it's your own fault you got yourself into such a ridiculous position. You should have used your head.
I did use my head. I kept butting Gillis in his stomach with it.
Quit worrying, Pop. You're famous now.
I am?
For sure. All the kids in school are giving you the horse laugh.
You hear that? This picture is making me ridiculous. I'm suing that paper for libel.
Oh, but it isn't such a bad picture, Pop. It looks just like you.
Well, then I'll sue him for damages.
Oh, cool off, Riley. Let's forget about the whole thing. Well, I got my dinner to fix. Oh, Junior, go take your school books off the dining room table.
Forget it, she says. That's easy to say. I won't forget this till the day I die.
Oh, there, Riley. Would you mind repeating that?
Who's that?
It is I, Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker. Greetings, Riley. You're looking fine. Very natural.
Oh, I'm glad you dropped in, Digger. I've got the blues.
Oh, then what you need is someone to pick you up. And I'm just the man to do it. Why don't you come to the movies with me? There's a jolly one at the Bijou that's sure to cheer you up.
What's the name of the picture?
The Big Sleep. Why not join us? My business colleagues and I are going as a body. And I'll drive you there in my new sports roadster. It's a two-tone job. Ebony black with light black stripes. Colorful, but cute.
Well, I just ain't in the mood, Digger. You see, I'm in disgrace. There's a picture of me and my good neighbor Gillis in a terrible fight.
Ah, the good neighbor. You go shopping and he borrows some sugar. You bring home your pay envelope and he borrows some more of that sugar. You introduce him to your sweetheart and he tries to borrow that sugar. I adore neighbors. They're so gay.
Well, Gillis ain't.
But you and he were bosom friends. Oh, I must patch things up between you.
Oh, it's impossible.
Oh, my friend, leave everything to me. A poetic colleague of mine once wrote, I quote, 2 neighbors fell out and the breach was wide. Digger took them in hand. Now they're side by side. Riley, you must set an example for people everywhere. Go to Gillis. Apologize. Be humble.
You're right, Digger. That's just what I'll do.
Good. And now I'd better be shoveling off.
So that's it, Peg. I'm going over to Gillis's and apologize. My head's made up.
Well, that's fine. The sooner the better.
I'm going over as soon as he finishes dinner. He'll be in a good mood then, and whatever they're cooking over there sure smells great. Yes, sir, that aroma has a wonderful odor. Smells like chicken.
Chicken? Well, it couldn't be. I saw Honeybee in the market today, but there was no chicken, so she bought some halibut.
Well, from the smell of that halibut, it's got feathers on it. I'm positive it's chicken. I don't have this nose on my face just to make me handsome.
Hey, Pop, my pigeon Douglas, he's missing. He's gone.
Oh, now, take it easy, Junior. Nothing to worry about. Don't forget, Douglas is a bachelor pigeon. He likes to go out with the boys. Right now, he's probably out in the park, higher than a kite.
Pop, he never stays out this way. Something must have happened to him.
Well, when did you see him last, dear?
This morning, on the Gillis's back porch.
Gee, I can't get over how good that chicken smells over at Gillis's. I wonder where he... Wait a minute. Junior, where did you see your pigeon last?
Riley, you mean... Oh, no.
Oh, gosh, Pop. Well, you don't think Mr. Gillis is cooking my pigeon?
No, wait a minute, son. Let's be tolerant. We ain't sure it's our pigeon. Ask yourself, is Gillis the kind of a guy to do a thing like this? Why, he can be trusted 100%. I remember when we were co-treasurers of the lodge and $3 was missing and only one of us could have taken it. You're right, that's our pigeon.
Riley, I just can't believe that Gillis would do it.
I'm beginning to smell a rat that smells like a chicken and could be a pigeon. Where's my camera? I'm going to photograph the evidence.
Riley, where are you going?
I'm going over to Gillis's and find out what's cooking.
Yeah?
Oh, Gillis, old pal. Good morrow this evening.
You?
Yeah, I come to apologize.
You what?
I want to apologize, old pal. It was all my fault.
Oh, so you admit you was a skunk.
Who admits? I insist.
Well, that's different. Come in, Riley, old pal. Come in.
Well, thanks, Gillis. Hello, honeybee. I come to apologize.
Well, you should, you big baboon.
Now, honeybee, no harsh words. Riley ain't so big.
Gillis, old pal, I'm glad we buried the hat check. And to celebrate, I'm taking you folks to dinner.
Dinner? Great. Where we go?
Well, there's no place like home. Where do I sit?
Well, of all the nerve.
Honeybee, please, that's no way to talk to our new dinner guest. You sit here, Riley, old friend.
All right.
Honeybee, save up the main course.
Yeah, let's have a look at it.
Well, here you are, Jimsy. Here, you carve the bird.
Okay. Oh, ain't that beautiful, Brother Riley?
I see we're having, chicken.
Correction, Riley, old pal. This ain't no chicken.
Oh, how stupid of me. I should have known it was, turkey.
Riley, any turkey as small as this would still be in the egg.
Oh, it ain't turkey and it ain't chicken. Gillis, it ain't by any chance an eagle.
Oh, who eats eagles? Can't you tell squab when you see it?
Squab. That's a pigeon. That's a pigeon.
Riley, don't get excited. You'll get your share. Well, I'll start carving.
Don't move, Gillis.
Riley, what are you doing with that camera?
Hold that pose. I got it. Evidence. This picture will fix you, Gillis.
Riley, have you gone nuts?
Don't try to brace it out, you pigeon murderer, you. I'll fix you. I'm calling the cops. When you stole my pigeon, you cooked your goose. Operator, get me the police. I'll fix them. It's nothing but murder.
Police headquarters.
Hello, police. I want to report a murder.
What? Murder? Who is this?
Chester Riley, 1313 Blueview Terrace. They killed Douglas. He was just an innocent
killed him?
little... Gillis, next door.
Don't touch anything. We'll be right over.
That'll show him.
Riley, what happened? Did Gillis
Don't
really...
worry, I just phoned the cops. Peg, they're eating Douglas.
Are you sure? Are you positive?
Peg, have I ever made a mistake?
Well, you know what I think, Riley? I think that... Riley, listen. Police cars.
That's them. Boy, what fast workers.
Riley, look. 4 squad cars.
Yeah, they're going into Gillis's house.
Oh, They got their guns drawn.
Well, they'll need guns to get food away from Gillis.
There must be some mistake. After all, it was only a pigeon.
Aha, they got him. They're dragging him out.
Now they're coming here.
I'm ready for him.
Hey, let go of me. I didn't do it.
Quiet. Pipe down.
Pipe down. Riley, they think I'm a murderer. Tell them who I am. I didn't do it. You're my pal. Tell them.
He done it.
No, I swear I'm insolent.
Don't believe him, officer. He's guilty. Make him write a confession and I'll sign it.
No, Riley, you're my pal.
Wait a minute. Where's the body?
In his kitchen.
You're crazy. There's no body in his kitchen.
Well, if it ain't there, then he ate it.
Oh, well, if he ate it, that's different. Ate it.
Hello? Junior? What? You're sure? Well, come home right away. Oh, this is terrible.
What is it, Riley?
That was Junior. Douglas is alive.
Alive? How do you know?
He just laid an egg.
Douglas? Egg? 40 years on the force is too long. I'm resigning tomorrow.
Oh, now, don't you see, officer? Douglas is a pigeon.
A pigeon?
A pigeon? All this fuss on account of a pigeon. 4 squad cars for Douglas.
Now, just a minute, officer. Not Douglas. From now on, it's Dolores. Just think. My own son's pigeon is a mother. Here, officer, have a cigar.
Riley's will be back in half a minute. When gums are sore, they're trying to tell you avoid further gum irritation. Change from toothpaste or powder to Teal, the non-abrasive liquid dentifrice. Teal not only makes teeth sparkling clean, but actually is good for tender gums. That's T-E-E-L, Teal.
I forgive you, Riley, old chum. After all, how could you know I bought that squab?
Ah, thanks, Gillis. And from now on, I'll never accuse you openly of being a crook, no matter what I think. Shake, Gillis.
Shake, Riley.
Ah, peace is wonderful. Can you imagine what things would be like if all the countries in the world acted like Riley and Gillis?
Procter & Gamble, makers of Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, invite you to be their guests next week to hear The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. William Bendix is currently starring in the Paramount picture 2 years before the Mask. The Life of Riley is produced for Teal by Irving Brecker and is directed by Don Bernard. Music by Lou Kozloff. Tonight's cast included Paula Winslow, John Brown, Tommy Cook, Elvia Allman, and Herb Vigran. This is Ken Carpenter on behalf of Teal, inviting you to listen again next week to The Life of Riley. And remember, for lovely smiles, it's T-E-E-L, Teal. Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, protects teeth beautifully.
From whirlwind romance on the run to a sharp comedic take on screen legends and the pure chaos of a neighborhood mix-up, these stories took us on quite an entertaining ride. We hope you enjoyed this journey through 3 different facets of radio drama entertainment. Which story resonated most with you? Was it the romance, the satire, or the neighborhood antics? Let us know in the comments below. And please, remember to subscribe and click that notification bell so you're always tuned in for our next episode. Until next time, remember, the best stories are always worth hearing again.